Right, good morning, everybody. Whoa! Okay, good morning. Questions are there for you to have a look at. If you notice, they are all simple operations today. There's no words. So you'd get this on your arithmetic test, probably, more than your reasoning. I'm going to do them however I feel I want to. So some of them I will be using formal methods for, some of them I'll just be partitioning up and using known facts. I do find known facts are so much easier to work with than the formal methods, but that is just me. And obviously that's not going to work for you, so I do want to give you the opportunity to do it both ways and decide what works best for you. Sometimes in an assessment the question will specify to use a method. This hasn't, it's just given me the questions. So I want the marks, I'll do the way that I see best for each question. Okay, so the first one I'm just going to use my known facts for. 1, 3, 4, 5 times 3. You could use formal multiplication, but I'm just going to partition them up and multiply each part separately. So you've got 1, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 3 is 15. 4 times 5 is 20, but that will be 200. 3 times 5 is 15, but that will be 1,500. No, it won't. Oh no, sorry, it's 3 times 3. Have I done that all the way through? Yeah, good spot. Oof, right, ignore me. Maybe I should be using a proper method then. That's close. Right, I thought that felt wrong. Okay, 5 times 3 is 15, but it's the same, the 5 that confused me. 4 times 3 is 12, so that's 120. 300 times 3 is 900, and then 1,000 times 3 is 3,000, okay? And then all that's left is to add these up. So you've got 1,020 there, so you've got 4,035. Okay, the 900 and the 120 make 1,020. Add the 15 is 1,035. Add it to the 3,000 is 4,035. Okay, really close to getting that one wrong, wasn't I? So for this one, because I'm multiplying by a two-digit number, I'm going to use the formal method. Okay. So 9 times 4 is 36. 3 times 4, 12. 15, 6 and 4, 24. Okay, I think, hopefully. Like I said, I'm not as confident on this method. And then pull that down, so you've got 639 times 10. Well, I can do that already. So it should be, yeah, that looks right. So 6, 5 and 9 is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 8, 9, 4, 6, which is correct. Okay. And I'm going to use the same method for this one, just because it's big numbers. 7, 6, 4, 8 times by 26. Okay. So 8 times 6 is 8 times 5, 48. 8, 4. 4 times 6 is 24, 28. 2. 6, 6, 36. 36, 38. 3. 7 times 6 is 7, 42, 45. So I've got 45,000. 7,000 times 6. We'll see. We'll see. So I'm just running that through my filters there. 7,000 times 6 should be, well, 7,000 times 6 should be 35,000. I've got 45,000. 600 times 6, 600, yeah. We'll see. We'll see at the end. Times 20, so pull that down. 8 times 2 is 16. I'm going to pull my carries down here. Place values wobbling a little bit now as well, if you notice I'm losing that. 4 times 2 is 8, 9. 6 times 12. 7 times 2 is 15. Okay, so now I just need to rub these out. Not the best place to put them, but 8. 8, 6, 14, carry them on again. 8 and 9 is 17, 18. 5, 6, 7, 8. Am I even close? 9, 1. So 198,000. Yeah. Sorry, I'm mumbling to myself, I know. 198,848, which is the correct answer. So this was all right, just didn't ring very true to me. So, next one, column addition for that one. Let me have a look. So we taught this year, I still haven't found a good name for it, about pre-flight checks, about looking at the question before you have a go. Now I can see that the 7 and the 3 are going to make a 10, so I need to carry. The 8 and the 5 are going to make a carry as well, so the 80 and the 50. And the 5,000 and the 6,000 are going to be a carry. So it's probably much easier for me to just write it out, column method, than bother trying to keep track of all those carries. What's the point? Can't write again, yeah. 5, 2, 8, 7, add 6, 4, 5, 3. Again, making sure they stay in their place value column is really important. 8 and 5 is 13. Is it 13? Yeah, 13, 14. Oh, brain's just not in gear today. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 6 and 5 is 11. So it should be 11,740, which it is. Well done to me, apparently. Well done to myself. 56,490. Okay, now what I can spot there, the 6,000 and the 4,000 are going to create 10,000, so it needs to carry across. But the 400 and the 500 will add together quite nicely. So my maths brain is not in gear today, so I can't quite spot that link. So I know myself I'm going to have to do column addition, but I think that one's doable without. 56,490, and I'm just going to put the comma in to help me there. And then you've got 4,500. Don't get tricked by the difference in size of the numbers. That 4 is in the thousands column, so it needs to be under the 6, not under the 5. Okay, because this is in the 10,000s column, so don't get tricked. 0, 9, 9, 0, 1. There you go. 60,990, yeah, which I should have been able to spot much easier than that. But I'd rather get the question right than wrong, so I took a precaution. Okay, if it's a subtraction, unless it's a really, really nice and easy one, I would be using column subtraction. Because if you need to start exchanging, you are going to be at a loss, which you're going to have to do. You've got 5 subtract 9, and you've got 2 subtract 5. 7 subtract 4 would work, but we might not be 7 by the time we get there. And 9 subtract 7 is fine. So there is a little bit of exchanging to do, so it's worth writing it out as a column addition. Column subtraction, sorry. 9, 7, 2, 5, 6 is 97,000. And then we've got 74,000, so it can go directly underneath. 74,590. 590. 6 subtract 0 I can do, it's 6. 5 subtract 9 I can't do, so I'm going to exchange from here. 15 subtract 9 is 6. Yeah, goodness me, I'm not making those short ones today. 6. 11 subtract 5 is... come on. 6. 6 subtract 4 is 2. And 9 subtract 7 is 2. So it's 22,666, which is the correct answer, because I've got it in front of me. 5675 divided by 5. Okay. You can use bus stop method for this one. There's not a problem with that. Is that what we're going to do? Yeah. Go on, we'll do bus stop. I've not done that in a while, have we? So, beautifully set out. 5, 6, 7, 5. Okay, divided by 5. So 5's into this digit 5 go once with no remainder. 5's into 6. You obviously don't need to draw these arrows, it's just for me for now. 5, 6 go once with a remainder. 17, you get 3. 5, 10, 15, and you get 2 left over. 25 go 5, so it should be 1135, which it is, so that's correct. That was quite easy actually, quite liked that one. I'm not normally a fan of bus stop. 8692 divided by 2. I'm not going to use bus stop for that one, I'm just going to show you how you can use known facts. So 8692 divided by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 9 divided by 2 I can't do, but I can do 90 divided by 2, which is what it is, and 90 divided by 2 is 45. 600 divided by 2 is 300, and 8,000 divided by 2 is, not 2,000, it's 4,000. So it's 4,346. Just add them all together. 4, 3, 4, 6, and that's your answer. Okay, so you've seen there me jostle between using formal methods and using mental multiplication and known facts. That's the perfect place to reach. You don't want to be in a position where you use your formal methods for everything, because there's some questions like the top one that you probably don't need to. It's going to slow you down. I find when you do a formal method, there's more chance of making those silly errors like spotting or missing where you've carried over, or adding something wrong. You've got to do 2 multiplies and then an add and so on and so on. I think there's more opportunity for a mistake because you're following a routine rather than using your brain, if you're with me. So I try and use known facts where I can, but you can see there's some questions that suited a formal method much more. So swapping between the two, looking at the question and going, how am I going to answer that one? What method do I want to use is the best way to be? Not just, it's a division, I must use bus stop, and so on. That one at the bottom, the 9 into 2s would have caused a carry over and so on, which I think would have, again, been fairly simple. But it helps you keep on top of your times tables and everything. It helps you keep sharp with your maths. He says, having really struggled with his maths today. Right, as usual, challenge question here for you to have a go at. I'll get this bit up for you to have a read, then I'll put the picture up for you to have a look at. Have a go yourself if you want, and then I'll talk you through the method I would use. So Jude buys 2 items from the list with a £20 note, and he gets £8 12p change. So I'm just going to make a note of those. £20, £8 left. Okay. Which 2 items does he buy? Okay. Always useful to just jot down the important information from the question, because I think it helps embed it in your head. Okay, I've said before, if you're doing questions like this, you should reach a point where you don't have to keep looking at the question and reminding yourself. You should be able to remember the numbers, because if not, you're not fully in the question. So writing them down, I think, helps do that. So you've got a car, a doll, some crayons and a board game. Okay, so you've got 642, 781, 496, 546. So the first thing I would do is have a look at this. 20 subtract something gives you about £8 12p left. Well, let's ignore the 12p. Okay. £20 with £8 left means he spent about £12-ish. Okay. But because we had £8 and 12p, then he must have spent, if he had, hold on, because I'm going to get this the wrong way around. If he's got the money, £8 and 12, then he didn't spend 12, did he? He spent 11.40, whatever, 11.50, 40 something, 11.50-ish. Okay. Now, the reason I haven't worked that out properly is because I don't want to yet. I'm more than capable of working it out. But what I'm going to do now is go back to it and look for the calculations that are going to add to roughly 11.50, £12. Because if there's one that's too small or one that's too big, then it's obviously not that, is it? Okay, so that's your method for this question. It's trial and error, but narrowing it down. Okay, so car and doll, 7 and 6 is £13, which is too much. So it's not car and doll. There's a cross. Car and crayons is 6 and 4, 10. That could be it. So we're going to put it over here to have a check of. And car and board game, 6 and 5. I'll get it in a minute. What is 6 and 5? 11. Oh my goodness me, I'm not here today. 11.80 something. So it could be car and board game. That looks quite likely, actually. Okay, so I'm just going to put a star by that one. Okay, so all I'm doing now is running through, trial and error. It should be about £11.50, £12-ish. If they don't add to roughly that, then they're not worth checking. Car and doll, 6 add 7 is 13. Well, it's already over what I need it to be. Even with my rough maths on the working out how much money he spent, it's definitely not that. Okay. What I would do is maybe find 2 more to check and then calculate them. Rather than find all the options and then calculate, I might be sat there with the answer. It might be car and crayons, and because I can't be bothered to work it out, I'm going to do loads more maths than I need to. So we'll do doll and check it. So it's not doll and car. Doll and crayons is 7 and 4 is 11. I'll put it here, but I don't think it is. It looks a bit high to me. So I might do that one last. And doll and board game, 7 and 5 is 12, which is already too big. So that's going over there, doll and board game. Okay, So I've narrowed it down now to what it could be. So I'm going to work out exactly how much he spent so I know what answer I'm looking for. Okay, so £20 subtract £8.12 I need to do. Well, let's do 20 subtract 8, which is 12. Oh no, sorry, he's got £8.12 left. That 12p is throwing me something wicked today. If he gets £8.12, 20 subtract £8.12. Right, okay. I don't know why I've done 11.50 there. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, I've got it. Sorry, you've seen there sometimes. It just doesn't come to you. Right, let me get rid of all this jotting then, and we'll work it out more formally now. Okay, so you're going to have £20, and then we're going to subtract the 8. It's going to leave you with £12. Okay. And then what we're going to do is take the 12p off that. It took me ages to get my head around that. It just was not clicking, but I've definitely got it now. It's just one of those questions that wasn't for me. So you get £12 and then you're going to take an extra 12p off that. So let's take 10p away, which gives you £11.90. And then let's take another 2p away, which will be £11.88. Okay, so this here is how much he spent. Now I've worked that out, as I'm sure you've cottoned onto by now. You've probably had it before me, to be honest. I've worked that out by doing £20 take £8.12. Okay, so if 20 subtract something equals £8.12, then 20. Oh, jeez Louise, I'm not with it today. 20 subtract £8.12 would give you the something. So I've just used the inverse. I've modified the question around to suit my my needs. So it's £11.88, and I'll stop wittering on now. Okay. So what I'm going to do now with my £11.88 is add some of these together and see which one adds to £11.88. And I'm going to start with the car and the board game because I put a star by it. Obviously, when I went through that part of the question, it looks the most reasonable to me. So that seems to be the sensible place to start. So simple column addition, 6.42, add 5.46, 8, 8, 1, gather on, 11. Perfect. Look at that. I've imaged myself. So the answer is the car and board game. Okay. Now, I have struggled with that question, in fairness. But like I said, I always come at them without any method prepared. I've got the answer in front of me, but there's no use cheating, is it? I only use it to check at the end. So for that one, you roughly work out how much you spent. It's about £12, and I wasn't far off, 12p off. You spent £12, so you go through these and you work out which ones you think by eye are going to add to about £12. Then you work out exactly how much he spent, which you could have done at the beginning, in fairness. That was just me being lazy. And then you go back to the question and you work it out yourself. So these, I was never going to waste my time calculating because I'd already looked and they weren't close. These are the ones that I was going to waste my time on. But this one looks the most promising. So that's the one I've done first. And lo and behold, it's the answer. Okay, so it's all about, for me, trial and error, but narrowing it down by eliminating the silly ones. Okay, I think you've probably, some of you, done a much better job of that one than me today. Wasn't my question. Anyway, when's this going up? Thursday. So I will see you tomorrow, Friday, for the last one of the week. Goodbye.